Greece's new Prime Minister is expected to be named shortly after former Prime Minister George Papandreou was forced to resign and make way for a new unity government. The agreement solves a political impasse, but the country's financial problems will be much harder to resolve. And despite attempts to quarantine the debt crisis to Greece, there are growing concerns that Italy is now on the same path, with rumours out of Europe that Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi is set to resign as the government's borrowing costs increase to record levels. Europe correspondent Emma Alberici reports.
For most of the past 12 months, Lucas Papadimos has been in the shadows of the Greek government, helping the embattled Prime Minister balance his twin duties to democracy and debt reduction. Now, with George Papandreou gone, this one-time governor of the Bank of Greece and deputy at the European Central Bank is being tipped to take the reins of the new national unity government.
There are no political leaders to fix the economy. That's the beginning and the end of the state. That was proven by the failure of the last government and the government before that, and every government. Political leaders. It's not enough to have a prime minister or a given minister. He needs to have forces behind him.
News of the crisis coalition formed by the two main parties in Greece brought little comfort to the streets of Athens. Most here are frustrated by what they see as a parliament being held hostage by Brussels. Politicians, they say, have stopped listening to the public.
I don't expect anything. If the people don't change and understand what we need to vote for, nothing will happen. When people truly go hungry and there's an uprising, then things will change.
George Papandreou has stepped down halfway through his 4-year term. He couldn't muster support for the European Rescue Plan. His successor will have the same challenge. 70% of the public want to stay in the euro. They just don't want the government's spending cuts that come with it. Italy's Silvio Berlusconi is another European leader facing calls to step down. The collapse of his economy, close to 6 times the size of Greece, is of much greater concern to financial markets.
We are not credible. I am ashamed of how other European countries see us. It is pitiful. This man, Berlusconi, this marionette, must go away.
The country's main opposition party held a demonstration ahead of a crucial vote on Silvio Berlusconi's 2010 budget. 2 of the Prime Minister's allies defected to the opposition last week, and a third quit over the weekend. 6 others are calling for their leader to leave without a fight. In Rome this morning, workers scrambled to catch the last buses before a general transport strike over the government's austerity measures.
If we were facing a government ready to discuss and find positive solutions and find just solutions that would distribute the burden, there would not be any desire to strike and mobilise. But it has been 3 years now that the workers are paying the price for the errors of this government in addition to the crisis. And now we should tell them to behave and wait?
The International Monetary Fund will soon start visiting Rome quarterly to check on Italy's progress on economic reform. It's a blow to the Italian PM, who's trying to convince his people that he can be trusted with their financial future. Emma Alberici, Lateline.